Have you ever met someone who just doesn't want to work? Or maybe you felt that resistance deep inside yourself. The world is quick to label this as laziness, a lack of ambition, or entitlement. But what if it's not that simple? What if, behind that reluctance to work, there's a complex web of psychological factors that we rarely talk about? Today, we're going to explore the hidden psychology of people who avoid work, not to judge, but to understand. Let's start with a fundamental truth about our brains. They are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Work, especially in the beginning, often feels like pain. It's effort, it's struggle, it's confronting things we don't know. For our primitive brain, that's a threat. It would much rather scroll through social media, watch another episode, or do anything that offers a quick, easy hit of dopamine. This isn't a moral failing, it's a biological default setting. Some people are simply more sensitive to this push and pull. When the perceived pain of work outweighs the anticipated reward, the brain hits the brakes. It creates a state of resistance that we call procrastination. But it's really a self-preservation mechanism gone wrong. But it goes deeper than just brain chemistry. Let's talk about the silent killer of motivation, the fear of failure. For many, the idea of not being good enough is so terrifying that it's safer not to try at all. If you don't apply for the job, you can't be rejected. If you don't start the project, you can't fail to finish it. This fear often stems from childhood. Maybe you had parents with impossibly high expectations, where anything less than an A was seen as a failure, or perhaps you were criticized harshly for making mistakes. Over time, your mind learns a dangerous equation. Trying equals potential humiliation. So not working becomes a shield. It's a way to protect a fragile sense of self-worth. They aren't lazy, they are scared. On the flip side of fear is a lack of purpose. Imagine being asked to push a giant boulder up a hill every single day for no reason. How long would you last before you gave up? That's how work feels to someone disconnected from meaning. We live in an age of endless options, but often, very little direction. Many people fall into jobs because they're supposed to, not because they feel a genuine connection to the work. They're going through the motions, collecting a paycheck, but their soul isn't in the game. When your work doesn't align with your values or contribute to something you believe in, every day feels like a chore. The human spirit craves purpose. Without it, motivation withers and dies. They aren't unmotivated, they are uninspired. Then there's the paradox of comfort. We often think that a comfortable upbringing is a huge advantage, and in many ways, it is. But it can also inadvertently strip away a crucial ingredient for success: resilience. If you've never had to struggle, if your needs have always been met without effort, you don't develop the mental muscle for dealing with hardship. The real world, with its demands and rejections, can feel like a shocking and brutal place. The discomfort of hard work is so foreign that the immediate impulse is to retreat back to what's familiar and safe. This isn't about being spoiled, it's about being unprepared. They haven't learned how to tolerate the friction that is necessary for growth. Low self-worth also plays a massive role. If you fundamentally believe you're not capable or deserving of success, why would you bother trying? This deep-seated belief acts like an internal governor on your engine. You might have all the talent in the world, but if your self-perception is that of an underachiever, you will subconsciously sabotage any opportunity for growth. You'll miss deadlines, perform poorly in interviews, and avoid challenges, all to prove your negative self-belief right. It's a tragic, self-fulfilling prophecy. They don't want to avoid work. They feel they don't deserve the rewards that come from it. Their inner critic is so loud that it drowns out any whisper of ambition. Another powerful factor is burnout. This isn't just feeling tired, it's a state of complete emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion. It happens when you've been pushing that boulder up the hill for too long, often in a high-stress, low-reward environment. Your nervous system is fried. Your passion is gone. The very thought of work can trigger a sense of dread or apathy. When someone is burned out, their resistance to work is not laziness. It's their body and mind screaming for a break. It's a survival signal that says, "I cannot give anymore." To ask them to just push through it is like asking a car with an empty gas tank to win a race. And let's not forget the environment. We are social creatures, heavily influenced by the people around us. If your peer group devalues hard work, prioritizes instant gratification, or has a cynical view of ambition, it's incredibly difficult to maintain your own drive. Their mindset becomes your mindset. We subconsciously absorb the attitudes and behaviors of our tribe. If the people you spend the most time with are drifting, chances are you'll start drifting too. They aren't necessarily lazy by nature. They are simply conforming to the norms of their social circle. So, what do we do with this understanding? How does knowing the why help us change the what? The first step is always awareness with compassion. If this is you, stop labeling yourself as lazy. That word is a dead end. It's a judgment, not a diagnosis. Instead, get curious. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Am I disconnected from my purpose? Do I believe I'm worthy of success? Am I burned out? Understanding your personal psychology is like being handed the map to your own mind. For the first time, you can see the obstacles clearly. Once you see the pattern, you can begin to rewrite it. If it's fear of failure, start small. Take on a tiny, low-stakes challenge that you can't possibly fail at. Build momentum. Celebrate the effort, not just the outcome. Retrain your brain to associate trying with reward, not with fear. If it's a lack of purpose, go on a mission of self-discovery. What did you love to do as a child? What problems in the world make you angry? What activities make you lose track of time? Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you build brick by aligning your actions with your values. If it's low self-worth, begin a practice of self-compassion. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend who is struggling. Challenge your inner critic. Every time it says, "You can't do this," answer back with, "I'm going to try anyway." Your worth is not tied to your productivity. You are valuable simply because you exist. And if you're burned out, the answer is rest. True, restorative rest. Not just scrolling on your phone, but disconnecting. Spending time in nature. Getting enough sleep. Re-engaging with hobbies that fill your cup instead of draining it. Ultimately, the resistance to work is rarely about the work itself. It's about our relationship with ourselves. It's about the stories we believe, the fears we harbor, and the meaning we lack. True success isn't about forcing yourself to grind away at a job you hate. It's about healing the parts of you that are holding you back. It's about stopping the run from responsibility and starting the journey of building a life of purpose. It begins when you decide that understanding yourself is the most important work you will ever do. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content on psychology and self-growth. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, be kind to yourself.